Twin Cities Buick dealer.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Good afternoon. We're live at 5 at Morris T. Baker Park near Lake Independence. Parks like this one will be filled to capacity within a few hours as thousands of people head for a holiday weekend in the great outdoors. We'll talk live with an official of the Hennepin County Park Reserve District about your chances of finding a campsite this Memorial Day weekend as part of the Friday, May 27th edition of the 5 p.m. report. Good afternoon. I'm Ann Rubenstein. Don Shelby has a look at some of the other stories coming up this half hour.
Hi, Ann. Former EPA official Rita Lavelle has been indicted by a federal grand jury on charges of contempt of Congress. 10 people are dead after a huge explosion tore through a fireworks factory near Chattanooga, Tennessee today. And more victims are being recovered in Japan as cleanup work begins in the wake of an earthquake and tidal wave that hit that country yesterday. In Fargo, North Dakota, final arguments were heard today in the trial of 4 people accused in February's shooting deaths of 2 U.S. Marshals. Lisa Schrofer is covering that trial. She's on the phone with us, live from Fargo. Lisa, are you with us?
Don, the trial took a swift and strange turn this afternoon after a gun was found in a trash container in a Fargo shopping center parking lot. It's an automatic pistol, and it's believed to be a gun that defendant Yori Call had with him at the shootout. The fact that the gun showed up at the last minute has raised a lot of questions. The gun was embedded with a slug that defense attorneys say support the theory that the marshals may have fired the first shot. Prosecutors say it shows no such thing. One of the government lawyers says the fact that it surfaced this close to the end seems to show that someone is attempting to sway the jury. Yori Call's friend Scott Fall, who's also on trial, testified earlier that he had given the gun to Yori's father, Gordon Call. Call has eluded authorities ever since the shootout and is still being sought. Management at the mall where the gun was found today say U.S. Marshals searched there Wednesday after getting a tip. A maintenance man found the gun this morning. Attorneys for the government and defense made their final arguments today. The prosecution maintained that even though no one has proved who fired the shots that killed the marshals, the Calls and Fall are all guilty of murder. Defense attorneys said the shots were fired in self-defense, that the defendants were afraid for their lives at the roadblock. The judge is now instructing the jury about possible verdicts for each of the 4 defendants, and the jury isn't expected to start deliberating until tomorrow morning, Don.
Well, the question that occurs to me is simply this. Is that gun found today being considered a setup, or is that a tangible, real piece of evidence that should have been admitted at trial?
Well, if they had had it any earlier, I'm sure it would have been admitted earlier. This was the first they've seen of it. It appears that it was probably the gun that Yori was carrying in a shoulder holster.
Well, it seems to me, though, I'm no lawyer, of course, but from trials I've covered, it seems that anything as significant as a weapon used in a crime being found after trial might mean that a new trial altogether may have to be held.
Well, that question was raised, although it's not a weapon that was used. It was a weapon that he had at the time, but it was not used. It was on him. And prosecutors say, they would have loved, submitting it earlier would have been fine. They're saying, though, so what? It really doesn't indicate anything.
And you say that gun has a slug in it that the defense attorneys claim came from the Marshals' guns.
That's what they're saying, and prosecutors are saying that may well be, but it doesn't mean that it was fired, whether the shot was fired first by the Marshals.
All right. Well, you may be up there a long time, Lisa. Thank you for bringing us the story today. In other news, former EPA official Rita Lavelle has been indicted by a grand jury on charges of contempt of Congress. Lavelle was cited for contempt after she refused to appear before a House panel about her supervision of the agency's toxic waste cleanup program. Lavelle is the first ex-EPA official to face criminal prosecution as a result of the scandals that rocked that agency earlier this year.
Health officials in St. Paul today announced what could be a breakthrough in the search for sources of lead poisoning among children. Barb Brown has that story live from our St. Paul newsroom. Barb, what's going on?
Well, Ann, pediatricians at Children's Hospital discovered that a medicinal powder used by many Southeast Asians may contain high levels of lead. The red powder, called Palua, is sold throughout Southeast Asia, much like aspirin is sold here, and it's used for similar purposes, primarily to bring down children's fevers. Many refugees brought the powder with them to this country, and some is being sold door to door. Health Department officials are trying to locate other sources of the powder. Meanwhile, several St. Paul children have high enough levels of lead in their systems to warrant treatment. Treatment consists of a series of 5 daily injections. And 25 cases of higher than normal lead levels among children have been reported in the last 17 months. Paint chips are often the source of lead poisoning, but in some cases, inspections of poisoned children's homes found no lead-based paint. In one case, doctors asked the parents what kind of medication they give their children, and the parents mentioned the red powder. A sample of that powder was tested and found to have a lead content of 8%. Health officials will now analyze more samples of the powder. Meanwhile, they're asking the Hmong to stop using the powder until they learn the results of further tests. Ann?
Barb, do they think that this is just a bad batch? I mean, if this has been used through the years on children and other people in Asia and didn't cause massive cases of lead poisoning there, is this just a bad batch of it, or?
That could be. That is one of the things they want to check. They have tested this one sample, found the high lead content. It could have been a contaminated sample, but they're concerned that people not use the powder in the meantime, just in case. It's not an isolated case.
Thank you, Barb. Don?
It's getting close to 6 minutes after 5 o'clock. When we come back, we're going to update the grim search for victims of yesterday's earthquake in Japan.
The lowest prices of the year are at Montgomery Ward this week. Save on items for your home and car. Valvoline motor oil, 54 cents a quart when you buy 12 quarts. And save on clothing for your family. Wrangler jeans for men and boys. You won't find lower prices on this quality interior and exterior latex paint, half price. And save $70 on this microwave oven. The lowest prices of the year are at Montgomery Ward this week. Hurry, sale ends Saturday.
Your ability to perform your job successfully can be seriously affected by a hearing impairment. At the St. Paul Rehabilitation Center, programs are available to assist the hearing-impaired person improve communication, both at work and in personal life. Often the hearing problem can be analyzed through testing. Some can be helped medically, others may benefit from a hearing aid, or further training to improve communication and job skills. Teaching the hearing-impaired person to make full use of those sounds she or he can hear and to make full use of visual information can greatly improve their ability to find and maintain employment. SPRC offers hearing screening at job sites and can give advice on the use of protective earwear to prevent hearing loss. If you or anyone you know has a hearing problem affecting their work, call 227-8471. This is John Gallis with Career Network Report.
Hi, I'm Pat Brown.
And I'm Steve Doyle. On the next PM Magazine, meet the woman who has it all, Cosmopolitan's Helen Gurley Brown.
You can eventually have nearly everything you want if you work very hard to have it.
Then it's the reigning king of the Indy 500, Gordon Johncock. Learn about life in the fastest lane.
And Chef Tell cooks up a delicious Swedish recipe on the next PM Magazine at 6:30 on WCCO Television, Channel 4.
As you might imagine, the death toll is still climbing as searchers look for victims of the massive earthquake that rocked Japan yesterday. As Gordon Josseloff reports, many of the victims were children.
The seas, still choppy because of continuing aftershocks, began giving up their dead today. Among the bodies recovered, most of the 13 school children washed away while on a beach picnic. It was the resulting tidal waves and not the powerful earthquake which claimed most of yesterday's victims. As the search for the missing continued, the nation's attention focused on the tragedy of the school children. There were 45 of them, aged 10 to 12. They had come from the mountains, eager, their teacher said, to see the beautiful sea. Not realizing the tidal wave danger, the group had just opened their lunch boxes on the beach when the giant wall of water crashed down on them. Said the father of one of the victims, "I keep hoping it's a bad dream, and I'll wake up and have my son back." Today, their school was in mourning, flowers adorning the desks of those who died. The cleanup went ahead slowly. The aftershocks made people nervous, concerned there might be another big jolt. Seismologists apologized for not predicting this quake and said science is not yet advanced enough to predict future ones either. Gordon Josseloff, CBS News, Tokyo.
A series of explosive blasts killed at least 10 people at a fireworks factory in Tennessee today. The explosions leveled that plant, which was apparently manufacturing those high-powered M80 fireworks. One man survived. He was hurled 70 yards by the force of the blast. He's listed in critical condition this evening. The unlicensed, sort of a clandestine factory was located in Benton, Tennessee, about 40 miles from Chattanooga. It's 509, almost 5010 right now, or 510. It's Dale Dobish high above the Twin Cities right now, and I know he's looking for bass.
Well, tomorrow we'll be looking for those as it opens, as everyone knows, especially you. Right now we're looking at traffic down, and a lot of heavy traffic headed north out of the metro area. We're up over 694 and 35W, and actually going southbound now, but you can see real heavy congestion, a lot of boats, a lot of campers, a lot of people headed north. In fact, I just came down from the St. Cloud, Alex area, and Highway 94 was extraordinarily busy for this time of day. So a lot of people moving north, a little bit slow, but no major problems now, unfortunately. So we'll keep an eye on things out here and get back to you a little bit later in the show.
All right, I'd like to look at Excelsior and the Minnetonka Boulevard to see how they're headed out in that direction. Thank you, Dale. Minneapolis City Council today adopted a plan to spend about $4 million in federal jobs money.
And it includes money for housing construction and other projects. Mike Walsher is covering that story for us today. What happened today with all of this?
Today, the Minneapolis City Council gave preliminary approval to the DFL caucus plan to spend that $4.2 million in federal dollars. That plan emphasizes the construction projects around Minneapolis. For example, Hennepin Avenue would have a transit station built between 5th and 6th Streets, and that would cost $480,000. $860,000 in the DFL plan would go to community service employment and also the Minneapolis Employment and Training Program. But a key element of the DFL plan is to earmark $1 million to spend on multi-family homes to be built on vacant school sites and other property throughout the city. And the thinking of the sponsors is that they want to build low-cost housing and also use that $1 million to give mortgage help to attract and to keep families in the city of Minneapolis.
And what do the Republicans want?
The Republican sponsored plan, which did not pass today, and they didn't even bring it to a vote. They knew they didn't have the votes. In fact, they abstained from voting on the DFL plan. It emphasizes more training, more creation of jobs, and less of an emphasis on public works construction projects.
And where does the mayor stand on all of this?
The mayor basically is with the DFL. There are some minor differences between what he would want and what the DFL caucus plan provides.
Well, once it's all approved, when would all of this be implemented? When would people start?
Right. This would start on July 1st. The next step now is a public hearing.
That's quick.
Yeah, it is. The next public hearing will be held in mid-June, and they'll give final approval, and then very quickly after that, yes, they'll start doing it.
So the decision-making process is the public hearing. Anything more with the council?
Yes, the council then must have a final vote,
which
would be in June.
More on this tonight at 6? Thank you, Mike. Have a good weekend. Don?
The power of positive thinking will be in effect here as Mike Fairborn thinks very hard about sunshine for the weekend. His forecast in just a moment.
These classic illustrations are brought to you by the only name you need to know in fine German wines, Weber. We have a dry, delicate Weber, a graceful, refined Weber, a smooth, semi-dry Weber, a soft, refreshing Weber, and a fragrant and crisp Weber. Great German wines are pronounced Weber.
We took 3 identical cars and put in 3 comparable car stereos, Pioneer, Blaupunkt, and Krakow. The Krakow has Dolby Sound and other hi-fi features. So do the others. The Krakow has auto reverse and metal tape capability. So do the others. But the extra feature you won't find on the others that you will on the Krakow is our lower price. And as for power, we blow the others away. But down the road, you'll be glad it's a Krakow.
Available at Zare.
Hey, Tommy Lasorda. How do you spell relief?
Roger, I love to eat, but I don't always manage my stomach right. For heartburn, I spell relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Wherever I am, for heartburn, it's R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids really does spell relief.
Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief.
With that batting average, it's R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For millions of Americans, Rolaids spells 100% relief.
The secret's vitamin E. Every little vitamin every day.
Massive doses.
Think zinc. Confused about vitamins and minerals? Consider Myadec, a professional formula with precise dosages of the vitamins and minerals you need.
It's everything I want in a multivitamin mineral formula.
Complete, balanced, high-potency Myadec. From Park Davis and your pharmacist, helping your doctor help your health.
Here we are.
Hi there.
Hi. Listen here.
All right.
I looked out today. I didn't come in late till work. I had a lot of things to do, get the boat ready. I took a look at the skies, and you know what? I know it's not true, but it looked like it was going to rain.
Hey, that's true. Matter of fact, it did rain in some place. Rained here for a little while this morning. That's probably before you got up.
Well, but tomorrow, though.
Oh, for tomorrow?
Yes.
Looks like rain for tomorrow?
Well, it felt like rain.
Oh, we have a cold front. It's on our back door, moving east. Out ahead of it, the muggy temperatures, the clouds, the few showers, and isolated thunderstorms. I think that'll be through us tonight. Tomorrow's still looking like a partly cloudy day. It'll be pleasant. Temperatures up in the low 70s. It's still partly cloudy and cooler for the remainder of the holiday weekend, the way things are still looking right now. So we're optimistic.
All right.
All right. Shall I show you a satellite picture? The
Yes.
one that indicates that we do have some thunderstorms out to the southwest of us. Little area developing out around Redwood Falls. Of course, we've got the cloud cover over us. That cloud cover is going to stick around for a while, too, the way things look. But later on tonight, we should see some clearing, and by tomorrow, into the sunshine. Look at the replay of the radar for the last few hours. You can see that we did have some showers over us. Those moved on to the southeast. Looked like they were kind of dwindling and that we weren't going to get much out of them at all. But then more developing out to the southwest of us. And the live radar, of course, indicated that with some showers out around Redwood Falls. Maybe those will nick us, maybe they won't. We're thinking right now that most of the shower activity is just about over with, but there's still that chance of an isolated shower or a thunderstorm or two, okay? The satellite picture across the rest of the country does show that we have, well, our U.S. Forecast map for tomorrow indicates that low pressure area that was due to track south of us is indeed doing that. It's going to push the clouds and the showers and the thunderstorms all to the east, and partly cloudy skies here for us for tomorrow. We're a little bit concerned, a little northwesterly wind flow that we're getting into is going to keep some clouds and some showers up over the Arrowhead area and parts of Wisconsin, and keep us right on the edge with some partly cloudy skies, but really things are looking very, very nice for us for the next few days. Our current conditions right now in the Twin Cities, we're at 68 degrees. Our temperature is 68. Our humidity is 76%. Winds out of the east at 17, 29.84 and steady on the barometer. Our forecast calls for mostly cloudy with a chance of showers or an isolated thunderstorm tonight, low of around 52. And tomorrow, partly sunny, pleasant, 73 degrees. We're forecasting temperatures dropping into the 60s for Sunday and Monday, but still remaining partly cloudy.
I need to know, Mike, exactly when that front's coming through.
10:06? I don't know.
Oh, that's bad.
It really isn't
news.
going to make any difference.
Well, it's bad news for the fish because they just stopped biting after a cold front for 2 days.
You tell me. You tell me if that's really true on Monday.
I hope it's not true.
I do too.
Okay, Mike, thank you. The nice weather that Mike has predicted will mean for this weekend that the metropolitan area parks will be jammed. Dave Kostick of the Hennepin County Park Reserve District is one of the folks who will be coping with the crowds this holiday weekend, and he's out there now. Welcome to our show, Dave.
Thank you, Don. I'm glad to be here.
Now, where are you right now? What is that park?
Right now we're out at Baker Park, out at Lake Independence, just west of Minneapolis.
And how many people do you expect, how many sites, first of all, do you have available for campers?
We've got 214 sites out here at Baker Park, and right now we've got them all reserved for the weekend.
Every one of them reserved, so nobody should go to Baker Park because they're going to find they'll be turned away?
That's right.
All right, but that means there are still others in the Hennepin County Park Reserve system that may be open, or are they all booked up as well?
The only other campground that we have in the Park Reserve District is at Carver Park down just west of Lake Minnetonka on Highway 7. That is a primitive campground. We don't take reservations down there. It's likely that if somebody was to go down there now, we could find them a spot.
And what kind of facilities do you have available for the campers out there this year?
Out here at Baker,
right.
We've got, like I said, 214 sites. It's a modern campground with flush toilets, showers, running water, electricity for those who want it.
Tell me about the primitive campground. How does that differ?
The primitive campground is one where you carry your tent in and no running water. You can run to the water, though.
And is that usually crowded? Does it turn into, those primitive campgrounds, does it turn into kind of a big camporee after a while, or can you find some isolated spots to get away from it all?
I didn't catch that, Don.
My question was, at the primitive campsites, can you find a way to get away from the crowds? Can it be that primitive where you can be in seclusion?
Right, yeah, it's a way to get away from the crowds.
All right. Well, I hope you have no problem managing the crowds that turn out for the first big weekend of the summer.
It looks like it's going to be a fun one for us, Don.
Very good, Dave. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Let's go down to Ann now and see what else she has.
Well, when we come back, we will meet a Twin Cities high school student who many people say is the brightest young person they've ever met. Isn't that her?
For a great vacation, just say the word.
Say yes to Michigan. Say yes, yes, yes. Say yes.
We've got a whole state full of great vacation values, 3,000 miles of shore, and a whole lot more.
Say yes to Michigan.
For more travel information, call toll-free.
Say yes. Right now, this Northland sale is gonna be the best Ford sale you'll ever see. Get special prices marked so low when you see our deals. You can't say no. Get 9.9 APR when you make a deal on the right Ford car right now. Thunderbird and Bronco 2 and Tempo, hey, they're all brand new. Mustang, Escort, LTD, your Northland Ford dealer, the one to see right now. We've got the right car, the right price, the right time is now, right now.
The Norelco Rototract Razor, the exclusive patented twin-action shaving system that shaves as close as a blade. Inside, 3 floating heads. Rototract works like twin blades to grip hair, raise it up, then razor it off without a nick or cut. Hundreds of times a second for a shave no razor can beat. Give the gift of a close shave, the exclusive twin-action Rototract razors, only from Norelco.
There isn't just one reason the prices at Cub Foods are lower than the prices at a regular supermarket. There are thousands of reasons. Everything we buy in volume. So everything we sell for less. Cub Foods, more than you'd expect, for less.
We have a very special young lady with us this afternoon. She is Jane Bailey, a senior at Washburn High School and one of 141 young people across the country chosen as a 1983 presidential scholar, the only one from the Twin Cities. Isn't that right?
Well, there's one from Minnetonka.
From Minnetonka.
Yeah.
You had to write an essay to become a presidential scholar. What did you write yours about, and why?
Well, I'm in this philosophy class, and we were studying a guy named Arthur Schopenhauer, and I thought he was kind of a jerk, so I decided to combine getting extra credit in philosophy with writing this essay. So I wrote trying to refute Schopenhauer.
Why did you think he was a jerk, as you say? What didn't you like about what he was saying, and how did you refute it?
He writes about pessimism and that you should kind of curl up and die and not cause misery in the world.
When you found out that you won, I presume you got a letter at home or something.
A telegram.
A telegram. What did you do? What went through your mind?
My mom called me. I was out of town, and I was really, I dropped the phone and everything.
Did you jump up and down and scream?
I was really pleased. Yeah.
And this means you go to Washington, right?
Right.
To meet with the president. If you could say anything you wanted to say to Mr. Reagan, what might you say to the president? I think, what are you going to be there, June 16th?
Yeah.
It's not too long from now.
Right.
What would you say to him?
My friends all told me to tell him to get out of Nicaragua, but I don't know if I want to.
I don't think you'd have the nerve to say that to him.
No, I don't think I would either.
What other things? Or have you thought about how you're going to feel meeting him, being nervous?
Yeah, and my hands will be sweaty when I'll shake hands with him.
You're going, where are you going next year to school?
University of Notre Dame.
And what do you think you might want to study?
I'm enrolled in pre-med, and that's what I'd like to do.
Be a doctor? What kind of a doctor? Do you have any idea?
Neurologist.
I'm asking you to plan out your whole life for it.
Yeah, well, and then, yeah, I want to be a neurologist.
Was there one thing that got you interested in that in high school, a teacher or a course?
Not really. It's just something that I've always been interested in, I guess. Yeah, when I was 4, I was interested in neurology. I don't know. I just like it.
Do you have any fears about going to college? Are you scared about leaving town and all your friends and going on?
I'll miss a lot of things, a lot of people, but I'll be so glad to go. It'll be really fun.
What do you think you're going to be doing all summer?
Working and having a last good time.
Last swing?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about all the kids you went to high school with?
I love them.
I know they're proud of you.
Much.
Thanks a lot for being here. Congratulations. Have a good time with
Thanks.
the president in Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Take care. Don?
So this guy's name was Schopenhauer or something?
Schopenhauer.
Schopenhauer.
You know him? Know of him?
Pitcher for the Dodgers? A philosopher, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
She's a whiz.
She's
What
great.
a wonderful person. We're going to go up to Captain Dale Schopenhauer, who's high above our traffic right now. Dale?
All right, Don, we're going to play just a little bit of a guessing game here. We're looking at Highway 94, and I'm going to have you guess, Don, which lane is the northbound lane.
Well, now listen, Dale. If there's an accident there, then the northbound lane is the one that has fewest traffic, and the other people are the ones who are rubbernecking at the accident. No, I'd say the one going down the screen.
Okay, you're right, Don. This is a 94 up near 694, 494 intersection. You see very heavy, very heavy traffic going north. 694 getting up into this area is very heavy, very slow, and also many of the other areas in the metro area. There's no major accidents or anything reported right now, Don. So fortunately, that's good. But traffic is very heavy and, as we said, kind of slow. So got the bass cap on, Don. We'll see you in the morning. Everybody have a good weekend. Drive carefully, and join us again Monday. We'll see what everybody looks like coming home.
All right, Captain. Thank you. It's 26 after the hour. We're going to wrap up the Friday 5. Look ahead to tonight's 6 o'clock report in just a minute.
Most men shopping for clothes look for the labels with the reputation for quality and value. At the Clothing Distribution Center, you'll find more than 48 famous brands and designer labels from the world's foremost makers, all discount priced. Pure wool and wool-blended vested suits just $99.90. Others at $149.90 and $199.90. Select from thousands and buy at miracle prices. Take it from me, Dennis. These prices are downright incredible, so you see for yourself.
Start at the dawn of a new day, feeling the sun shining strong. Follow the trail where it's leading you and discover a place you belong. In Ontario, see Ontario, 'cause it's yours to discover and you're gonna love it in Ontario.
Don't miss Levitt's fabulous Memorial Day weekend sale with hundreds of money-saving bargains, like the Simmons quilted bedding. Any size mattress or box spring, only $88. $88 for king size. $88 for queen size. $88 for full size. $88 for twin size. All sizes, one low price. $88 each piece. King and queen sizes must be purchased as sets during Levitt's Memorial Day weekend sale going on now.
If you watched the episode of Barnaby Jones that aired just before this newscast, you may have seen a familiar face in one of the scenes. Let's take a look.
Thank you, gentlemen. What is your interest in this case, Mr. Lester?
Have you been retained by the Eldridge boy?
Come on, Gordon, give us a break. Gentlemen, just give me a few minutes and I'd be glad to answer all the questions you want to throw at me.
Now, did you catch that? I mean, did you catch that? Dave Moore portraying a hard-nosed reporter. Not well. He was typecast for the role, you see. Let's see that one more time. Let's go to the videotape.
Thank you, gentlemen. What is your interest in this case, Mr. Lester?
Have you been retained by the Eldridge boy?
Come on, Gordon, give us a break. Gentlemen, just give me a few minutes and I'd be glad to answer all the questions you want to throw at me.
Did you get that?
That's excellent.
Do it again.
You can't talk to him. You just can't talk to him now. You can't get near the guy. He's starstruck.
Do it again.
Just think that little... Come on, Chief, give us a break. And then true to the vintage of that time, the chief says, boys, I'm doing the best I can. I'm talking to the mayor tomorrow. They cut most of it. Most of it's on the editing room floor down.
You were great. What's coming up at 6?
Thank you for finally getting to that. At 6, Alicia Schofer will report from Fargo on the trial of 4 people who are charged in February's shooting deaths of 2 U.S. Marshals. Ellen Cox is preparing a report on a court victory for the Intertribal Housing Council over the use of federal money for American Indian housing projects. Twins are playing the first of a doubleheader in Detroit tonight, looking for their 5th straight victory, but they trail, I understand, in the 4th inning now, 3-1. Ralph John Fritz will have that story at 6.
Good. Hope you'll talk to all of us later. Hot shot. One of the big stories coming up on the CBS Evening News, Don, memorial services held today in San Salvador for Navy Lieutenant Commander Albert